I'm Barry Kurtz, and I'm a professor of computer science at AppState State. I'm just about to enter my 11th year. I arrived here in the year 2000. Before that time, I had been at several other universities. I got my PhD from UC Berkeley in 1976. I was in the California State University system for about 5 years at San Francisco State University. I then moved on to New Mexico State University in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Now, if you read my degrees, you'll see most of my degrees are in mathematics-oriented areas. Back in those days, there weren't many degrees in computer science. But I quickly learned that I didn't really like teaching calculus again and again and so on. I really like to build things, and that's what a computer science does. A computer scientist builds things. It may not be physical things like engineers build, but they build software and systems. I teach a wide variety of courses, but primarily at the upper division level and some courses at the graduate level. Since I've been at Appalachian State, at the graduate level, I've taught the algorithms course. Dr. McRae and I sort of swapped that off back and forth. At the upper division level, I have taught cryptography. That's a course I introduced here for the first time. I've taught an undergraduate algorithms course, another course that I introduced, and artificial intelligence and distributed computing. In fact, one of the grants we're just finishing up on is called Modern Distributed Computing Education. It was a National Science Foundation grant. I also teach several of the required courses, and in particular, the CS2 course, the data structures course, and the software engineering course. I have a fairly long history of getting funding from the National Science Foundation to investigate computer science education, starting with my first NSF grant in 1981. Well, that's when I wrote it. I think it was actually funded in 1982 when I was at San Francisco State University. Since I've been at Appalachian State, I've had several projects, including a grant I brought with me, Effective Internet-Based Education. Then Jay Fenwick and I worked on 2 grants dealing with software engineering education. Raman Tashikori and I have just completed the Modern Distributed Computing Education, and I've also helped Raman Tashikori on the STEP grant. That's a grant that is aimed at trying to retain students in the science, math, and technology disciplines during the first 2 years. So a lot of my research activities involve education and computer science education. I'm a member of the Google program called CS4HS. In other words, computer science for high schools. Actually, we're targeting middle schools because we believe it's critically important to get students involved in using computers, not just using them, everybody surfs the web, but in computers as an education, as a profession at a young age. So we're targeting middle school students. Just 2 weeks ago, I went out and worked with some 7th graders, and that was a real eye-opening experience to deal with a different audience than a university-level student audience. And just by way of history, my PhD research work largely involved math and science education, and I worked with 9th graders as part of my dissertation work. So I've always been interested in working with younger people and trying to get them interested in technology science, mathematics.